driving down this quiet street of well-manicured homes in Webster Groves, one house stands out. At first glimpse, it looks just like an overgrown yard. But look closer, and you'll see it's actually part of a growing trend called foodscaping.
Foodscaping is the practice very similar to landscaping of utilizing food-producing plants instead of the traditional landscaping plants that we're used to seeing. Whereas we might see things like boxwoods and hydrangeas, foodscaping would replace those things with things like the pie cherry or the blueberry.
And if you plant it right, you can enjoy fresh fruits and vegetables all year long.
There's definitely foods that in the grocery store or even a farmer's market, there's still some degree of separation from you and your food and where your food was grown. That even small degree of separation makes a difference in the flavor. Yeah, sure, you can go buy a tomato in January in St. Louis, but it's not going to taste like my tomatoes fresh off the vine in July. I garden in all 4 seasons. This behind you here is something called a cold frame. So right now I have cherry tomatoes and Roma tomatoes planted here. But this weekend I also put some leaf lettuce in. And what I'll do is I'll put a cover over this winter. And because it's got that nice south-facing sun, I'll be able to grow lettuce all throughout the winter, and we'll have fresh salads all throughout the winter.
As a physician, Rebecca says that in addition to the taste, there are also definite health benefits of eating foods you grow yourself.
There are plants that I grow that are purely medicinal. So chamomile is one example. I grow that. I harvest the flowers, dehydrate them, and we use them in teas. You're always better off eating a tomato than you are eating a candy bar. But probably there is some degradation in the nutrients. And I think you also have to take into consideration the health benefits of emissions and how long it takes to get there. Is this coming from a place that pesticides aren't super regulated, that sort of thing. So I think there's that value.
And she says those health benefits go well beyond just physical.
The mental health benefits of this garden, I think, are the biggest benefits that I get from it. So I always say that my favorite way to come in from work is to park my car, come into the garden, harvest a few things, get my hands a little dirty, and then go inside. Even just having that walk through the garden and that sense of peace and saying, oh, that's almost ready for harvesting, or oh wow, that bloomed, or oh my gosh, look at all the pollinators here. That is such a rewarding feeling, knowing that I planted this and I helped it grow.
Part of foodscaping is also trying to change the culture around grass and its effects on the environment.
We really are stressing to people that if your grass lawn isn't serving you to, picnic on or to play, games on, then converting that lawn into something that provides food and medicine and habitat for both you and all of the insect, bird, and butterfly life around us, that would be a way better option than something that has, no benefit on the environment or to us.
And as the Chibnall family found out, not having a grass-covered front lawn has one more benefit.
And I think people would be surprised at how nice it is to not mow a lawn. My husband at this point is the one who mows the grass. I do all the gardening, he mows the grass. And he's really excited for us to have absolutely no grass in the front yard very soon. We always say you can't eat the grass. So we want to have everything in the front yard be edible.